Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Final Stop podcast on this Tuesday evening. No, that's you can't just take the internal affairs thing and jam it up the Tuesday evening's ass. It didn't ask for that. On this now fucking infiltrated Tuesday evening.
It's a Tuesday evening.
Live from the Mezcal Manor. I'm your host, Tequila Stepdad, Daniel Bridgegad. Sitting to my right, as always, the Vampire King, King Possum, Lord Meerkat, nailed it, Tristan Bowling.
Aye.
Well, we're fishing. Over here on the side table, there's a float up. I'm lubed on this Tuesday evening. Over here in about 9X's worth of clothing, it's the side table. Aldo Campagna and Andrew Oriana.
Hello.
What's up, babe?
It does look like if Andrew went into like a Disney XD experiment place, and he's like, "We're gonna make you a little thinner," and then smoke came, and then it would be Aldo wearing your clothes, basically what he's wearing right now.
But we would be remiss not to mention...
The patrons.
There it is. I was like,
yes, the patrons with our $1 level.
Our brand new, right off the lot. Still smells like some junkie didn't fuck in it yet. No Dirty Bob and the boys.
We made the $5 cheaper.
Here's what we did. Let me explain to you the business model. We have a Patreon. We'd love if you join it. It's going to be put right here, www.patreon.com/
Final Stop podcast.
Final Stop podcast, baby.
So here's the equivalent of what happened. So there's two homeless men.
Can I give the real business model before you shit on it? Because I know you're just about to shit all over it. Can I give the real breakdown of the business model?
Sure.
You started with, so there's two homeless men. I want to give value before you just shit all over the podcast.
No, I'm just explaining the reason for the $1 level.
Okay, go
There's
ahead.
two homeless men, and then one is at like one stoplight, and the other's at the other stoplight. The first one says anything else, and anything helps, and then the other one says large bills only, and we're the second one, and the first one is getting a lot more traction. So it turns out if you're just humble and just nice, guys.
So
it's $1.
I've been forcibly talked into implementing. No, I'm just kidding. But we did do a $1 level. It's the same thing. You get a bonus Final Stop every week, but it's just a $1 buy-in, dude. You just want to support the podcast. It's 4 quarters. Let's grow the army and the Patreon because who knows what Google's doing with the old YT. We'll leave it right there. But we have that, and then there's a $5 level. If you want to support the boys, it's an extra $4. What's it to you? We might even call that the level. Who knows? But we're shouting out the patrons. Let's bring them up.
Let's bring him up.
First of all, and then we'll end with him because he's the headliner.
Yeah, the one and only Keel killing it out in LA, still taking photos, snapping photos of his penis, sending them to me on the regular. Very nice. Love the shadows.
The boy Ryan Beach, Sandy Ballsack Beach. Shout out to him.
Sandy Ballsack Beach. We have Spencer.
My mullet's fresher than your mom's coochie.
Yeah, the Spencer. Who is she? Oh, I came inside her menser.
And, a couple others that didn't want their name announced.
Just kidding.
Really?
Yeah, there's a couple others that didn't really want their name. Hey, if you don't want your name read on the public up, that's up to you. We do that as a fun little thing to the patrons. We want to recognize the people out there shouting us out. And if you don't want your name shouted out, that's okay, too. We'll disclose people who don't.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's an enigma. Make it look like there's a fleet of people who are like, no, I don't want my name shouted out, but we'll support. It's all an illusion, baby.
We're going to put the
Smoke
names
and
up.
mirrors.
Is that Diddy?
Although, huh?
Is that Diddy?
No. Oh, sorry. I forgot we didn't announce the last person.
That's what I thought you were saying. I thought Diddy wanted to be anonymous.
No, I'm about to give him
I thought you wanted to give Diddy like a through the smoke intro with music playing behind it.
I thought Diddy was embarrassed to be our fan.
Yeah,
he
I
wanted to be anonymous.
No, I like walk off set, come back, the lights drop, a smoke machine happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
One man.
Diddy.
Yeah, Diddy, our one and only, our king, our prince, our clown prince of comedy.
Sometimes he has more comments on videos than we do views.
He's
and
the
I couldn't
clown.
be more. I couldn't be more appreciative.
He's the
of it.
clown prince of the comment section. He is the Joker. Everything goes by him.
I will give the dude credit because with a cane, he looked me in the eyes and told me I had a very mid-set live and in person. I was like, yeah, that's respectable.
That's what happens when the comment section comes to you, Fal. That's what he meet you there. It is like, what are you going to say in person? It's like you're
What am I going to do?
mid.
Sweep the cane? I'm not going to fucking put the guy down.
I know, but how many times do you think while you're sitting and pooping, reading a mean comment, you're just like, if that guy came up to me, I would fuck him up. If he said some shit like that to me, I would definitely get in his face. And then someone came up to you and said that to you in your face, and you're just like, bah.
For being real, yeah, I did sit about a comment in my bathroom for the last bad comment that I got. Which
Yeah.
is debatably apparently not a bad comment. I did sit for 3 nights in a row being like, am I a hack? Am I a hack?
That's all it takes. Everyone start commenting.
We'll find
more.
out on November 16th, won't we, Daniel?
That's IA. Hey, bud.
Oh.
Yeah, that's IA. We'll talk about.
Oh, I thought we were trying to promote it. My bad.
Well, we
Oh,
are
oh.
promoting it.
Oh, yeah,
The IA. Join the IA, the Internal Affairs, the $10 level, where we get juicy. A lot of things have happened on the IA. I've made Daniel cry with my words. Daniel is going to describe his very good or very bad plan, along with maybe even Andrew's very good or very bad
Because this
plan.
is the week that this will come out November 16th.
What we should tell them, November 16th. Is this the day it's coming out?
Yep.
We're going to bump this one up. So it's going to be at least a week before. Okay, here's what it is, guys. I'm doing a full-ass headlining set at the House of Comedy. 45 minutes of stand-up, and we're doing it like a real show. And I can't call it the Final Stop Live for reasons that I can't disclose on this level that's free to you guys at home. Join the Internal Affairs if you want to understand how this whole thing is happening.
If you want to pay $10, why I had to go outside for Daniel to scream at my phone. Basically, scream at me through my phone, but in a good way.
In a good way. Scream at him in a very good way.
It was
through the
a
phone.
get the boys ready kind of rally call.
Boys, get the lighters and torches. We're hunting a fucking monster.
It was the stand-up comedy equivalent of popping the trunk.
Yeah.
So,
Daniel literally yelled at us, "Call your bannerman."
I took my earrings out in a 4-way FaceTime, and it was good. But anyway,
if you guys have seen Lord of the Rings, he went to the top of the tower and like lit a flame,
Yeah.
and then they just like Gondor has called. Just like,
so, me riding through.
just
Ka!
a dwarf on a hill.
It's all everyone's wearing Star of David banners with Star of David banners and yarmulkes on, riding white horses.
Yeah.
But anyway, November 16th, dude, we need the masses. Tell your moms, tell your dads, tell your stepdad, who you don't really even fucking like that much. Dude, I need asses in seats. And more importantly, it's really the Final Stop Live, but we can't call it that. I'm headlining. The big man's hosting. The dead man's featuring. All those doing a guest spot. It's literally everybody on the Final Stop crew.
D. Benny will be there.
And with the added pressure of if everyone does well, they get a little bit further in their comedy career, which is something fun that I put my own neck on the line to do.
And if we don't, I'm still moving to New York, baby.
Yeah, your phase past. This really affecting you? Well, not really. If I his internal affairs. Never mind. I'll tell you how I my
Pay
own scheme.
$10 to hear the scheme.
I have my own scheme on how this will help you.
Who taught you how to scheme?
No, we can't. I can't hack out.
Let me tell you how to headline Taza Comedy.
This really lets me know how many times I say the word scheme, because every time I do, you break into this dumb fucking Francois.
Hello. You learned from the best, and now the best has come to touch your breast. Well.
No, but anyway, yeah, November 16th, join the Patreon. All right, let's get back into it. What's up, boys? I haven't seen you guys in a fucking second. We did set up. We didn't talk about anything fun. We talked about the weather.
Yeah, we did. Which
I
was,
try and keep it light before the podcast.
I know, it was honestly kind of, as long as we're talking about the weather, pretty muggy today, right?
Well, Ken, it was pretty muggy outside.
Pretty muggy. Today I served soup to people at Indeed. It was very fun. Chicken noodle.
You get to, newscasters are the scariest thing in the world and like the biggest just schizos to me. Because I used to, when I was in high school, the local channel would come out and like interview us for like their version of game day morning type stuff.
Yeah.
And it's so weird to see a guy dolled up like Mario Lopez go from like talking normal to like, okay, and like just turning it all on and like just being ingenuine as fuck.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, like, that's how it'd be hysterical if just there was just one guy whose natural voice was just that. Where just like every day.
Yeah, he's a really famous comic.
No, I mean like every day in conversation was just like who?
Mark Norman's voice is not of a human like.
I mean, he doesn't have the cadence of the average man.
That's what I'm saying. He's the cadence and like half tone away from just the 10 p.m. news all the time.
I would say not too much. 10 p.m. I could see what you're talking about, but even then, I'm like, I could see him more on the radio, but that's just a stepping stone away from stand-up,
Like,
so it's like that makes sense.
He's one of the bros that like I listen to so much of him, and still it's like I'm very perplexed by his voice all of the time.
The thing is, it's like he could do any job kind of like that. Like he could do voiceovers or like just because he has a voice that you recognize and shit like that. and it like kind of sticks in your head. Because I mean, if you hear a podcast, even if it's just like episode 132 of somebody, whatever podcast, and you don't know the guest, if you hear Norman's voice, you could be like, oh, that's fucking Norman.
It's like it's gonna sound, you guys are not gonna like this, and it's not anything to do with joke structure or like any of that.
Are you about to shit on Joe List again?
No, but that's fine. But like, he's the one guy that like, if you asked anyone to do like a hack tone of voice or like, hey, mimic what you think comedy is, da-da-da, da-da-da. It's like his tone of voice is like, yeah, that's like, he has basic bitch voice, but for comedy.
I think that's just because you've heard his voice a lot. I don't know if we went up to someone who just like kind of vaguely like when you said, "Oh, name a comedian," they're just like, "Oh, like Jerry Seinfeld, like Kevin Hart."
Maybe not now. Maybe not a younger person, but like someone who like into comedy in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. He's very like wear a suit, button down. I don't want to do the other things. That sounds like I'm shitting on him. I'm not. I'm just saying like his voice is like
no, he
vintage.
definitely does have like kind of like straight ripped from the 80s like cadence to his voice where it's like.
But at first I thought it was a thing, and then you just hear him talk, and you're like, no. And it's interesting because you're from New Orleans. You're like, where does that come from? Like that's like how I think the Monopoly guy would sound. And
Yeah.
and apparently that comes from New Orleans.
Yeah, dude, it's all people who sound like Mark Norman, just affected by Hurricane Katrina.
And then witches who hover, kind of.
Yeah.
Voodoo
Dude,
magicians and
that'd
dancing
be hysterical,
frogs.
just people on the ground, just like, we're here on the ground at Hurricane Katrina. The levees have broken. We're talking to the locals who are fleeing for their life. It's just like, what's the deal with all this rain? You know? It makes my pants sweat. I feel like a chick.
You
You know?
scream when you say,
Yeah. Anyways, I'm Kevin Hart. I'm Kevin Hart. I can't swim. Praise Allah. Like,
Who do you think has the most iconic voice in comedy ever?
probably Seinfeld.
Yeah, I'd
because Seinfeld is probably like if you're thinking about like the comedian, where it's just like if you're trying to do like a hacky. Like, stand-up comedy thing, you immediately go to Seinfeld's voice.
What's the deal?
Yeah,
I would argue
you immediately pull airline food.
I would argue Rodney or you literally do an impression of Andrew Dice Clay. I would throw those two. One's fake and one's real, so I would actually take Dice out. I would say Rodney's like.
Yeah, I'd say Rodney Dangerfield is more of like I'd say Seinfeld or Dangerfield are pretty much like the go-to. Like, oh, you're doing like a comedy. Like even if you were. Like, if there was just a fucking show or something like on NBC and they walked into a bar, like all the characters, and they just saw someone in the corner of the bar with the microphone just being like, and I was saying, like, it's like...
See, you guys, I think,
there's a difference, too, because, like, that's a white comics move. Every, like, black
Chris
comic...
Chris Rock.
Bernie
every
Mac.
black comic aspires to
Bernie
be Chris
Mac.
Pratt.
Yeah,
Bernie
yeah,
Mac.
yeah. It's funny because you guys work in jobs where, like, I guess Aldo works at a club, but you two work in jobs where you can put in headphones and just kind of like go about your business. I work in an office where I just have to hear niggas miss Daniel Tosh jokes all day long, like just not him, but like just be like, oh, I was watching this comedian the other day, and then they do just below an open mic rendition of the joke, and then laugh way harder than they should at the punchline just to like. Drive it home to the person they're talking to.
Oh yeah, no, I've heard that a million. The thing is, I can put my headphones in and stuff when I'm out on deliveries, but when I'm in the kitchen, I'm in the kitchen. They all know I do stand up, and like some of them have gone to shows, and like so sometimes they'll be like, "Hey Tristan, you hear about this going on? That's pretty wacky."
Yeah, it's how they're trying to relate to you. Like if they know you're like, all right, sports isn't going to do it. They're like, hey, I was watching this comic and he said, you're like. He said it, not you. You're going to put the punchline before the setup. None of it's going to make goddamn sense.
It's either that or they're like, well, have you tried doing a joke just like that? And I was like, I can't. You just said the joke.
That's a good topic. What is the most disrespectful comment a normal non-comic can give you, but they don't mean to do it? Mine personally is when someone says skit. When they're like, oh, I want to watch you do your skit. I want to come see your skit. Oh, this guy does skits. Oh, Daniel does skit, dude. I went on a group. Remember that massive, maybe it was the same group that went to Mexico, but we'd also do a camping trip. Dude, and we're sitting around the campfire and like, you know, maybe this counts as a separate thing, but like when people think comedy is just like an anytime, any place, like utility wipe, where they're like, we can freshen up this situation with some of your skits. and they pulled me in front of the fire, and they're like, do a couple of skits, and I was like,
do that knee moving thing.
yeah, dude. And I did about a minute and a half of stuff, and then I said the N-word twice, and I realized that there was no way to come back from that, and I was like, hey guys, we're probably gonna just
Bombing with your friends. That's the worst.
You know what
That
you-
is the worst.
Do you know what you should have done? As
Damn,
soon as
you did
you
not
noticed,
check my bike.
no, as soon as you felt like the set going bad, you should have just slowly just walked backwards into the fire.
just disappeared.
No, just walked backwards into an open campfire. Just every time just they don't laugh, you just start walking backwards, and every time they do, you walk forwards.
They're confused. They're like, wait, is this part of the skit?
Is this
They don't-
part? They're like,
is this part of the skit? I'm like, whoa.
just your Patagonia fucking is on fire behind you, and just fucking Taylor's crying,
Yeah.
clapping. She's like, he's killing, right? He's killing.
This nigga's dying.
You guys want to see me do the like? Just fucking fall on a log. Just ashes go everywhere.
What is your what's your biggest like disrespectful thing that a person could give you?
I fucking hate when when I first meet people and they find out, because I never distinctly tell them I do stand up, but when they find out I do stand up and they're just like, oh well, don't put me in one of your bits or anything like that.
Yeah.
The audacity
I'm like-
of you, bitch,
I'm
to
like-
think that you would make my set.
I'm like, it's not even that. I'm like, it's like, in order for you to like be like, don't like, in order for that to properly work out where you get into like my bit, it would be like you say that and then immediately just put just whatever widest thing you can in your ass or pussy. Just sit down on a fire hydrant, and I'll
You
be
know
like,
what?
yeah, that's a nightmare. I'm gonna talk about this on stage.
You put the
but-
pressure. You put the pressure right back on them. Be the person who says that. Be like, oh yeah, tell me I should put that in one of my little bits.
Yeah. Hey, you should. Hey, I saw you go grab for a Dixie cup and you missed. And then when you went to go grab one, you grabbed two. You should use that. I was saying I was funny, and you should use me in one of your bits.
Well, then the next thing you say needs to be the funniest thing that's ever been said in the human race. I lost it. I shouldn't have done the whole setup. But yeah, you just put it on them. Be like, the next thing out of your mouth needs to be the funniest thing ever
You
said.
can't even be, dude. There's no
Well,
way
try
to.
not to be mean to you. I didn't know you were going to turn into a Minnesotan old nice guy. You were like, oh, God, oh, jolly, oh, joy. You should put that. What am I going to do, cuss you out after that?
Jeepers.
Yeah, this nigga basically said jeepers.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you're going to be condescending and like, generally that's
Well,
not
well,
how it works. Generally, because you still made it like I did something funny. Generally, it works like somebody does what they conceive as fucking
I
hilarious.
fell and I tripped.
Yeah.
You should write about that. in
You
your
should
bit.
write about that. And then I go,
Oh my God! I just shit my pants.
yeah.
You should write about this.
I don't.
Oh my God, I'm smearing it on my tits and face. You should write about this.
Dude, who-
I should be in your bit. Hi, I'm Greg by the car. I was just telling you about how I should be in your bit because I saw you with the Dixie cup. Now I'm shitting in my pants and rubbing it on my face, cheeks, and ass.
Am I visiting the mental hospital?
You
Although,
work
can you turn
here.
that light on? The back guy? Sorry, I forgot to turn that on before we start. No. The small light. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that we need to turn that on. No, nigga, the stage light, the one that's not on right there. Yeah. No, you're right. The guy's like, oh, what do you want, the fan on high? What do you want, the ceiling fan, the orange light? That one looks.
You want the
alright.
disco ball to drop off the roof?
This one has an amber filter on it. You want me to flick this guy on?
You ruined my whole character.
Sorry,
Greg.
yeah, no, we
There's a
needed that
man
light on.
somewhere rubbing piss, shit, and cum all over him. So I was getting.
I was
to the
literally
piss-
doing this podcast half distracted because I was like, "Fuck, that light's not on. We need that light on. God damn it, it's not on. These guys have been underlit this entire time."
Hey, don't worry, I'm lit.
My bad. We might cut around.
Let's talk about Jesus Christ, huh?
Well, my boy, old Jay, bro. One of the guys that I work with has a dad who's J
who
for Jesus.
who knows
it's
Jesus
called an M.
Christ?
It starts with an M. It starts with an M. Look it up. It's called
Mormon.
an M. No, it's called an M something Jew. It's-
Mennonite?
Yeah, that's a Jew for Jesus. He's like, my dad's a Mennonite Jew. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, it's a Jew for Jesus. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about? I've never met one of them in real life.
Oh, a member of the Protestant church that arose out of the Anabaptists, a radical reform movement of the 16th century Reformation. It was named after Menno Simmons, a Dutch priest who was consolidated and institutionalized. Oh, Jesus, that's a big word.
Consolidated,
Institutionalized.
institutionalized the work initiated by moderate Anabaptist leaders.
Yeah, sorry, it shit in my eye.
So they're Amish people.
Piss and cum too?
What
Yes.
the hell? Yeah, you got who reads more than just the highlighted thing on the who goes down to the ... read more? Who does
September
that?
20th, 2022.
Yeah, but anyway, one of the dudes that I work with has his dad's one of these boys, and it's an interesting.
That's
they're
pretty
allowed
fun.
to use cars.
They're
That's
allowed
how
to use cars.
Why
Is
would
it
you
like
limit?
before a certain year? Can you not use like a 2005?
Why would you not? Why would you limit yourself? That's a weird parameter to be like no satellite TV, no cell phones. Sure, I guess we need cars to get to where we're
But
going.
we
can
can
have
use Sirius XM radio.
No,
Yeah.
no terrestrial. Only domestic radio stations.
just AM and like low 800s too. To where it's like
yeah.
kind of like underneath.
Would just pick everything about your life. It's like Android, but no iPhone.
Yeah, just fucking kneecap yourself.
Peanut butter, but not Skippy. You greedy bastard.
I like the guy. Which one is with the guy on it, Mr. Peanut, the peanut guy?
I think those
Planters?
planters.
I like planters.
That nigga's sophisticated as fuck. Let me
Yeah.
think. That dude. I picture the Planters mascot. He's a 50-year-old silver fox. that
if he was
fucks.
real, he would have like an Epsteinian style island somewhere.
Yeah, that guy has a couple of supercars and a really nice condo in the Hamptons.
He has questionable women who give him massages. He's an issue, dude.
And he partially owns a mid-tier soccer team in the UK. Like, he has just bread out the ass.
Yeah. He has like a Soho apartment that's just collecting dust and shit like that.
He's really tight with the pistachio guy.
Yeah. He's fucking 23-year-olds.
What if all the nuts, what if all the major, like the main nuts, walnut, chestnut, peanut, were all in big cahoots?
He got in trouble.
They have like a big, like a 5 families
they
of
all
a mob.
yeah,
he got in trouble because he called the green M&M the N-word.
yeah, and they all secretly funded Nutella. They're like, what if we just all go in on something that's basically us, basically candy, and we'll all own a fifth of it?
Yeah, they're just like, they think this is good.
Remember when they pumped that down our throat in 2008? They're like, hey, do you want some shit that's basically chocolate that's not chocolate? And you can put it on your breakfast?
Did you guys think that it was healthy at any point? Because I
Yeah.
remember being sold it was healthy.
They try, bro, it's like single moms jogging in the park, taking a break from jogging to
Yeah.
like bite a piece of toast that was clearly never in a plastic bag and jogged in, and like just takes it out and like, oh god, and just orgasming while their kid's still in the stroller, like right in front of them. You're like, what's happening?
Dude, I don't understand. It's like, because I imagine Andrew sitting there just being like, man, there's a way something happens in the Nutella factory where they just take a fuck ton of hazelnuts, punch that shit into paste, and it turns into chocolate. Somehow it's healthy. It's like, now there's also a lot of sugar in there.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still suspicious of liquids that didn't start as liquids. Like, where do you get the stuff out of oats?
What?
Where do you get liquid from oats?
like
oat
soak
milk?
them?
Where the fuck is there liquid in an almond? You tell me that. You tell me that right now. Big Almond's been pushing bullshit for a long
It takes
time.
it takes like a gallon of water to get like one thing of almond milk. It's like super bad for the
Yeah, it's
environment.
horrible
I've
for
heard
the
that.
environment.
Yeah.
Almond milk's terrible.
Yeah, almond milk's terrible.
It's
That's
probably
why
the
I
same
get-
process for oat milk then, huh?
No,
I
oat
think-
milk's better
Because
it's
oat milk's
oats.
richer, right? It's like
No,
I
we're
don't
gonna talk
know.
about the process. How much water gets used in a carton of oat milk?
Oat milk versus almond milk
Water footprint.
process. Just say environmental damage.
I would like to. Yeah, how much water gets used in oat milk?
Environmental impact. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's some $10 words.
Hell yeah.
Green gas emissions. Data compiled by Columbia University Climate School shows that oat milk has the lowest overall carbon footprint when compared to cow's milk, almond milk, and soy milk. Soy boys. A 7-ounce glass comes to in about 0.4 pounds of carbon dioxide.
Do you know
Oat
what's
milk's
really
also the best,
yeah.
too.
Do you know what's
It
really
does
annoying?
make chais creamy.
Is there's some person who definitely researched this information not on a comedy podcast and was really just trying to be like, how can I do my part in being a greener person? And
No,
you're like,
there's-
oat milk, nigga, that's how you're gonna do it?
No, there's someone which is even worse. This person should die in a house fire. Is someone who's pulling this up to prove a point in a bar somewhere. Did you just be like,
Andrew-
no, I told you almond milk is worse. No, I'm the better person. I
Damn,
drink
get all
oat milk.
uppity on their high horse. Oh yeah? Are
Yeah.
your shoes organic right now? And you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Andrew pulled up. It may sound like a lot, but oat milk takes far less water to produce than any other milk alternative. It also requires 80% less land and produces the least greenhouse gas.
Shout out to all my
You
oats.
fucking hippies.
Shout out all my oats.
Well, your boy's a fan of good old-fashioned red top whole milk, so all you fucking
I do
tree
enjoy
huggers
it.
could suck it.
I do enjoy whole milk in my cereal.
Whole milk's just the best in general. I'll drink a glass of whole milk right now.
I will too.
Smack a whole glass of whole milk.
Haley looks at me like I'm a fucking coward every time I do it, but she drinks like
Well, if you order,
she
that's-
drinks like fucking like leave turmeric
No,
blend or
I didn't
some
talk. I didn't
bullshit.
talk about that. So on the weekend I went to Minnesota, the bar staff told me, because I shit on the local Minnesotans like 3 shows in a row, and then the bar staff told me, like, if you want to, this kind of parlays nicely into what we were talking about before. One of the kind of GM, like Heather type person, came up and was like, hey, if you want to put this at one of your skits, basically, somebody at the early show legitimately ordered milk non-ironically, and I was like, Jesus, thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it. Ordering milk outside of, like, you have to purchase milk from a grocery store. If you get milk outside of the grocery store, it's never okay.
Well, to be fair, if he purchased it and then brought it into the House of Comedy, that'd be a whole big can of worms. That's
way worse.
That's worse.
He brings it in a blender bottle.
No, just empty pint glass, and he just pours himself milk and just being like, "That's fine. I'll enjoy this." Also, I have a gun.
There was
It
a-
just like goes. It's
Also,
not-
I have a gun.
yeah. Also, I have a gun. I'm
This whole place
crazy.
is rigged to explode. The first lull in fucking laughter that this guy. You know how stressful that would be. Do you know the movie Speed? Pull up the movie Speed. The premise of the movie Speed is like
it's like a bus can't stop.
it can't go below 55 miles an hour. If it goes below 55 miles
up,
an hour, of course they made a Speed 2. That's annoying.
Yeah, Speed 2 cruise control. They found it.
But my point was, could you imagine if you did comedy like that, where it's like mid-set, you have the waiter bring you a note on stage, just like, hey, by the way, if you go like 15 seconds without there being at least 50% laughter from the room, there's C4 loaded and ready to go. Here's a question. How long do you think you would last if that was the case? If you had to go if you couldn't go 15 seconds without laughter, how long are you going before the room blows up?
I don't know. When do I bring you on stage?
Zing.
There you go. Now, being a real dick, that was pretty good though.
Yeah.
How long do you think you're going? 15 seconds. That's like no one's jokes are structured like that. That's literally just like how long do you? You don't
So
no, you're not. What are you? That's literally goat status.
I'm
15
gonna-
seconds of laughter.
I'm gonna overthink this and definitely make it so it's not fun anymore. So what triggers the C4? Is it the overall volume of the room?
Pretty much, because
Is
sure,
it like
maybe if you make a
decibels?
table of
Is
4
it-
laugh,
it does-
like
no.
cry. But,
What I can do is just scream into the microphone and then run out of there.
well, then no. Then it's upon discretion. There's video cameras everywhere. There needs to be at least 50% of the people reacting positively, like ah ha ha ha. You know, like laugh.
So this is an elaborate saw trap that has been designed.
I mean, they made 9 movies. They're running out of fucking ideas. Don't tell me there's not like a thin wall between this idea and the writer's room.
Dude, how funny would that be if it's just like a saw? All right, so this is all right. I'm gonna place you in this scenario. So you're on stage at House of Comedy,
Okay.
right? Suddenly,
Saw stand-up.
yeah. Suddenly, you get the light a couple minutes, like 20 minutes before you should, because this is the scenario of the show that you're doing. This on the 16th, you're headlining. So you're headlining. And then instead of seeing the light, it's just one of those swirls. It's a red swirl. And then you look in this front, and it's the saw puppet. It's the saw puppet in the front row. And
How do I know the terms of the game?
What? Because we're having this discussion right now.
But so I knew this before I started doing stand-up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Everyone knows that every stand-up knows if you're good for your worth in salt, then every good stand-up knows that
You go
one
through.
day there is going to be a show where the saw puppet comes, and then you eventually have to kill consistently, or else the entire crowd is going to die.
This is such a neat. This would have such a cult following if we ever got this to fruition in like the podcast fan community.
Yeah.
It's just a fan of comedy. That's a great premise for a movie.
Yeah, just like,
You said you killed for every show. Now we're taking bombing seriously.
I get to the last syllable and you guys want to know the quickest way, and the whole place just erupts.
yeah. You're just sitting there like sweating and like crying. You're just like, hey guys, you want to know the quick fuck? You guys want to know the quickest way to ruin guys? And just being like,
Underneath the bar stool is C4. And underneath everyone's table is also C4. For the next 15 minutes, you have to consistently kill without 10 seconds of dropped audio.
Conveniently, I have also rigged my room with C4. He starts like bantering with you because his own room is rigged.
Yeah.
He's like, this goes deeper than you know. My room is rigged with also.
There's also another bigger fish.
There's a bigger fish.
Please don't fuck me over like this.
I really need you, honestly. I have a booker in the back this is kind of my side gig. I'm trying to make it my main gig, so
I'm live streaming this concept show right now, and I really need you to do okay.
I'm just saying I don't sell merch, and it took a while to put C4 underneath all these tables. So if you'll just deal with me and understand that I'm trying to do something technically for the both of us here. You're going to get one of the shows of your life through adrenaline, and I will be able to do my spooky tryst, and then maybe, you know what? Ever since that Blumhouse thing, I've been getting kicked out of Halloween Horror Nights, and let me just tell you something. There's only one spooky, scary puppet, and it's not that Coraline bitch, or whoever the fuck it is, Annabelle. She could suck my dick, and she did. She did suck my... It's me. The mean puppet himself, with my twisty little cute, little twizzle things on my cheeks.
I'm also not getting comped for any of the C4, so please pay me back when you get the chance.
I want to take
I bought a
Dwayne.
bucket of Coronas. I'm pretty lit.
You know that. I want Dwayne Wade level credit for that fucking assist right there, because there was a key moment where I was like, "What if he started leveling with you?" And just start. I want partial credit for what it just happened.
Either Scottie Pippen, Jordan's on deck.
Oh fuck it! Jesus Christ! Oh.
Just like all of a sudden, just like no, that's the wrong one.
That's Halloween.
Yeah,
That's, all those movies are dumb as hell. Which one's Jason? Because there's a Jason Takes New York. Like they tried to make this guy like the
That's Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Bro, there's like Jason Takes New York. Jason comes back. Jason's dad, is home this weekend. Like just
Jason
a bunch
reunited. Jason's Medea. It's a Halloween.
Jason from the Block, bro. They just have a whole bunch of different shit.
Jason after next.
The Jason After Next.
Yeah, the Jason after next.
Holy
Jason,
shit.
The Jason Supremacy.
Yeah, that sounds like he's teaming up with the white supremacy. Like,
No, it's supposed to be the Bourne Supremacy, dickhead.
oh God, it's Jason, and he's racist. What's worse than a random man going around with a machete killing someone? Someone who has a hatred not only for men.
Wouldn't that be fun? There's like a B-list Friday the 13th where we could talk. He's like, first of all, the problem is he's goddamn Jew. It's just like a political thing.
Yeah.
Jason run for office. It's like the end of 22 Jump Street where they just do the fucking thing.
He
of-
gets like really specific with his hatred. Like he gets like 1920s racist where he like punches a hole through a cabin door and he's like, "Who built this? An Irishman?"
Yeah.
And they're just like,
Whoa, what?
what? And just like, yeah, you fucking Mick. And just punches him in the face.
Jason and Friday the 13th, the problem with these damn guineas.
Yeah. Yeah. Camp Crystal Lake, Irish need not apply.
Campo Crystal, and it's just him fucking everyone up.
Yeah. Man.
He just starts talking about border control. Like, you know how like sometimes like political candidates will like be jogging and then stop and then dead cam at the camera.
Jason versus
just
the
did-
Leprechaun in the Hood. Bro, tell me that wouldn't be fire.
I literally thought you were reading that as a movie. I'm like,
Jason
can we-
versus the Leprechaun in the Hood. Bro, do you guys remember those shitty sci-fi channel
Yeah,
movies? The
yeah.
Octo Robot. Like, and they had, that's like where I think Sharknado played for the first time.
It was sci-fi, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it wasn't big
Sharknado.
originally.
It was
And
No,
then
it
was
wasn't.
so tragically bad that they made 7 more fucking movies from it. And it's only more, you can stretch that to 7 because it only gets better the bigger number you put on it. You're like, there's a Sharknado 6.
Yeah.
I have to see what the fuck is happening.
It's like that. It's like that Ben Stiller movie that they played there in Tropic Thunder, where he's like, "Now this time he has 2 kids."
It's 2 kids.
No, it's like eventually when like the Sharks had their own like aquatic SEAL Team 6, like I feel like they a little jumped the gun there.
Yeah, when they're sending out a nurse shark reconnaissance squad, that's right when I got off the bandwagon. I was like, nah, you guys.
That's what broke you.
Yeah, you guys did that. I was cool when they had chainsaws. I was cool when the great whites had a 45-minute monologue. I was
but
cool
when
with
Fish
that.
Thanos came out, I was done.
Yeah, dude. The second that fucking belugas started walking on land, I was
They
really.
started bringing in fish from other universes. They brought the Jaws shark. They brought a kraken.
Think about the writers' room though. For being real, How fucking fun would that be to be in the writer's room for Sharknado? You're
Oh,
like,
dude!
okay,
Imagine being on the first Sharknado, thinking that this is going to be like a $2,000 paycheck, and literally nothing will come of it.
just a bunch of guys sleeping on their mom's couch.
and
being
then
like, come on.
for some fucking reason.
You're on a red carpet now.
Yeah, you're sitting there and you're like, well, it's Sharknado 4 that we're really excited about. Eventually, we're bringing in some of tusked animals. We're bringing in
Look up this. This is where they cleaned
They
up.
do like the
Andrew.
MonsterVerse where it's like Sharknado versus King Kong.
Well, watch
Yeah.
this, Andrew. Look up Sharknado merch. This is where they clean. This is where they made all of their money at.
Whoever
Whoever owns
buying
the
Sharknado merch?
A
I don't
lot of
know.
people.
You tell me.
To be fair, I would wear a Sharknado shirt if I had one. That'd be pretty cool.
Because it's
actually.
cool and vintage
Oh,
now.
the
Imagine,
Converse.
right? Imagine how, bro. They had legitimate like cosigns and sponsors. This thing was. That's what I'm talking
Sharknado.
about. The merch. They made so much money on actual merch. Like it was. The movies were minuscule.
Tara Reid's in this movie?
Wait, so there was actually 8 Sharknados, or was that
There was
just
a lot. There was
There
a
is-
comical amount of Sharknados.
Yeah, there is an insane amount of Sharknadoes.
Is it the same?
And honestly,
is,
a
it the
lot.
same, is it the same people?
Yeah, a lot of them have the
Nah.
same cast. Like, there's some people who like drop in and out, but there's like, I think there's like some
If
of them
I'm-
that stay with it.
If I'm not wrong, for some reason, yeah, like Sharknado 1 through 3 is the same, and then it might drop off after that, and then it kind of picks back up with some of the actors who I think needed the recon money.
Yeah, it's they definitely got. You can look up just how many people.
Wow, how many is there? Wait, scroll over. I want to see
Yeah,
how many there are.
Sharknado,
6.
The last
There's
Sharknado.
6.
the last
7.
Sharknado.
Dude, they made one every year. They were. That's how you know they were like.
They made 2 in 1 year.
Yeah, that's how they know. Like we need to strike while the iron's hot.
They made a Sharknado.
Two Sharknadoes
They made a
in 1 year.
Sharknado 2.5, dog.
Sharknado feeding frenzy, and then what's the other one called?
Sharknado, oh hell no.
They threw in the towel, but like
Oh,
the
hell
third
no.
one, dude. That's wild.
That must have been a fun writer's room because
Dude,
you can
that's-
do anything.
No,
That's
never mind.
that's a writer's room where it's like basically a pill party. There's just a bowl in front of you. Just grab a handful. And you're like,
Never mind. No, that's what the Sharknado feeding frenzy was. Because look at if you notice it goes Sharknado 2, Sharknado feeding frenzy where they had the Laffy Taffy menthol or the fentanyl or whatever, and then it goes to Sharknado 3. So the feeding frenzy was just like we got a bunch of beat cuts. We can use some of the same animation.
Sharknado feeding frenzy is where they tried out 4D.
I bet you that for some reason is like wait, were they tried out for what?
4D.
Yeah. Did you ever go on a 4D ride like at Disneyland or?
Yeah, they fucking suck.
You just get misted with like a spray bottle. It's like Shrek sneezing
It's
and
so
someone's spraying
annoying.
you.
It's so annoying. It's like, do you want to be on a bad roller coaster while someone puts their fingers in your face? It's like, no.
Someone put your fingers in their ass.
Yeah. They're just like, hey, is this fun? Is this fun? Is this fun? I'm like, dude, fuck no.
Imagine
ever-
an Epstein Island 4D ride.
That'd suck. That would suck. There's no notes on that. It's
A
bad
4D
time.
ride.
I wish there was a Universal Studios Sharknado ride. I would do that.
There would be that would definitely be a 4D ride. Sharknado. You'd be like just I don't know, what would you even be, like a car or just like a person?
One of the sharks.
That's a good angle.
How lit would that be?
Well, basically, you just fly through the air, hit the sidewalk, and flail around for the next.
check this.
I've never actually seen any of them, but I like. How does
No.
that? Yeah, I bet you they have a game. If I
Hey,
do imagine.
5.5 out of 10. That's not bad for Sharknado. That's not bad for Sharknado.
Honestly, I'm gonna 100% it.
Damn,
No
that's
way.
a Sharknado
Surfing?
game. You can surf on a
Holy
shark.
Shit, that rules.
Look, he has a chainsaw too. He's on the shark with.
Tony Hawk who?
Oh, I might have to get
Tony
the
Hawk
shark.
Pro Skater who?
Yeah, I might. Whomst?
This would be a fun. That one looks like
Dude,
Subway Surfers.
Call
on the
of
left.
Duty
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, get in the backseat. Sharknado, the video game. Hop right up.
GTA 6. Fuck that shit. Where's Sharknado 6?
Sharknado VR. I
hear-
can fight a
Whoa.
hammerhead in virtual reality. That fucking rules.
So, just so we're not talking about
Sharknado for an
too
hour?
long,
This
yeah.
was a topic that caught my attention the
Yeah,
most out
yeah.
of these 40 minutes.
I was gonna. What what did?
Sharknado.
Oh yeah.
The Sharknado and the Saw bit have been probably the highlights of the episode
Yeah,
so far.
the Saw thing was fun. Here's a fun life update. So we moved into this when we got the new studio. It's really my apartment. There's a basically social media page for my apartment, and it is people leaving 0 to 100 level comments. I mean, they go from literally just like, oh, it's a bother that the trash is a day late, to like, you and your cunt mom need to shut your fucking mouth before I clean house in this bitch and pop the trunk. Like it goes from nothing to something. So there's this comment that my girl saw. She sent it to me, and I was like, "This needs to be
Can I
publicly
read it?
aired." Yeah, go for it.
All right. This is
Don't read the name.
this is by
Miss Gonzalez.
Miss Guns.
I'm gonna bleep that. Thank you.
That's broad enough.
Thank you, Aldo.
We're in
Yeah.
Phoenix. There's like 100. All right. Whatever.
Yeah, actually, yeah, Miss Gonzalez,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maria.
Mrs. Ramirez.
Miss Aldo.
Yeah,
Miss Aldo. Miss Aldo. This is my
Mrs.
mom.
Aldo's mom.
Mrs. Aldo's left knockers.
All right, Miss Knockers. To the asshole that stole our Chihuahua skeleton decoration, I hope you trip in the elevator with the with the dog pee and hurt yourself. I hope your key fob doesn't work and you're locked outside after hours, so the office can't help you. I hope that you're driving in the parking garage, that the doors malfunction. Oh,
Do you want me to read this, dog? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, they're all-
I got it. You wanted to read it, and you didn't tell me you can't read auto.
no, I was
You
leaning
didn't tell
back
me
and
it was
I'm
a
like,
popcorn reading situation. Why did you volunteer?
no, I
He was
fucked
also
up.
trying to read it beforehand too. That's why he got
let
the
me
first
bring
two
us,
sentences.
let me bring us
good.
home, Papa.
I'm working
I
on my
hope
di-
that when the
I'm working on my dyslexia.
I hope that when you're driving in the parking garage that the doors malfunction and damage your car. I hope that you get towed. I hope that you trip over the carpet folds in the hallway and someone sees you.
Someone sees it.
Do you know how cruel
Return-
that is to be like, I hope you trip and someone sees it?
Return the decoration, dude. Don't be the reason we can't have nice things. We're downtown. Fucking act like it. Which, if anything,
That's
the
how
mo-
you act downtown.
That's the most downtown activity you can do. Is steal
I also,
someone's
I also,
chihuahua.
I also like how she hit him with like the Chance the Rapper verse.
Yeah,
From
that's what I
Baby
was
Blue. She was
thinking.
like, I hope you working on Fridays. That's always busy on Fridays.
That's what spawned this whole thing.
I hope
is
your
she
pain
had
don't
that's what spawned this whole thing. She had a Halloween decoration outside and someone took it. That's what spawned the whole. I hope you trip and someone sees it.
And
which
it was
is
the Chihuahua skeleton decoration. How devastating of a loss.
yeah.
What they don't know is that was my actual Chihuahua skeleton, and we would really like it back. It's a family heirloom.
Probably like $80 at Spirit. To be fair, I'd be pissed too.
Dude, do you know how wild that is to sit there and be like, dude, I hope your fucking dog dies. I hope your mom doesn't call you. I hope you don't lose that 10 pounds. Or maybe it doesn't die, but it's just all
It's
like
not that
I hope
hard
you
at
win the
all.
lottery and
it's
lose
all-
your ticket.
It's all very just like minuscule shit like that where it's like, I hope you forget the one thing you wanted at Target. I hope you like just you got
so
every-
petty,
Yeah,
dog.
you got everything you needed but didn't. I hope you forget your wallet at home. Like just
I hope the guy that stole a Chihuahua read this comment.
I hope you cut.
I would be sitting there laughing my ass off. Jesus Christ.
I hope you fucking cut tonight.
I hope the gun jams and you have to sit there and ask yourself if it's worth it doing twice.
Oh my god!
But you guys didn't want to say her fucking name.
This is why we didn't want to say her fucking name.
Yeah, dude, because I wish the gun jam. That's the darkest shit that you could possibly wish on someone.
No, I wish the gun didn't jam and you just had to find a new reason for life with half your face. You're like one of those people who are just like, this actually inspired me.
I hope you have to talk to a homeroom classroom of 7th graders where the left side of your cheeks don't work.
Man, who blows their brains out cheeks first? That would suck so bad if you're just blowing your brains out. You're like, this is
Yeah.
it. What?
If you go like this, and
Well,
you
that's
went,
what happens
you
in
went down.
that's what happens in a Fight Club. You just cheeks it.
Yeah. I seen a video where some dude in just like the back seat of a car just like puts a Glock to his cheek and just shoots.
Through him,
Yeah.
just shattering all his
Yeah,
teeth.
just shatters all his teeth, and he's like, "Fuck, man, that was a smart." I'm like, "What did you think?" It's like that. It was just gonna shoot a perfect hole.
Have you seen David Blaine catch a bullet in his mouth? It's
I don't think that's real.
nuts. Pretty sure David Blaine doesn't.
Andrew-
fit.
That's an
Little-
open invitation for anyone to shoot you in the face.
Yeah, well, way
Because
to
if you
let
can
me
do
know
it
you
once,
have.
you can do it all the time.
Way to let me know you have Middle America brain. Just be like, ooh, all right. Well, it is supper time. It's 5:30, so let's go inside and get some din din.
Yeah, I don't think he can actually catch a bullet in his teeth. And if you can, meet me, DM me, and I'll shoot you in the head.
I almost don't even really believe that he can hold his breath for as long as.
He did.
Yeah, a part of me is like something. There's no way that the human body can. I know he's like, I prepared my body for a year and did all this hyper. No, you didn't. Shut up. Nah, you didn't. And he's like, I did it, and fucking yeah. Well, you also made an
Speaking
elephant
of-
disappear, so suck my ass.
Speaking of saw traps, he basically puts himself in one every like 18 months to be like,
do.
for showtime, I'm gonna put my head in a reverse bear trap and have to fish the keys out of my belly.
Dude,
Like,
I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have the probably not reaction to magic that you should. Like when I see a magician do something, the second he completes a trick, I'm like, nah, bro, this nigga's weak as hell. He's just lying to us. Like the cooler the trick is.
You're the one black dude that doesn't go running away.
Yeah. While all my friends are running, I'm like, bro, he's just like.
you have the
this is-
loose change
Yeah,
approach
yeah,
for
this
the
is the most-
conspiracy theory angle.
Yeah, this is the most elaborate lie that you could ever construct. Honestly, we should arrest this nigga. If he can just like blow my mind like this on the fucking street corner, the CIA needs to know about this motherfucker.
You think the CIA needs to know about basic sleight of hand magic?
I would.
they
Any
just-
guy that can take my debit card like this in between two fingers and then just go like this, and now it's gone, and I don't know where it went.
It's
that guy
behind
needs
his hand.
that guy needs to be in a government program in an all white on white, just like pastel suit somewhere with a
They're
shaved
not in a
head.
government program, but you can hire them for birthday parties, you fucking idiot. Like-
Just every dude in a Superman costume getting tackled by government agents.
Yeah, the hierarchy in your life is just like a successful stand-up comedian, a football player, a magician. You're God to me. Like, I don't understand what you hold them so high. That's
When I
fun,
get
though.
judgy, if you do a trick like really good, I'm like, you know how much of a loser you are to have to. You practice that in your room by yourself. What are
Oh
you
wow,
fucking-
you're amazing me
oh,
right now.
oh yeah, look at you.
Oh, look at do over here, thinking he's so fucking cool, pulling scarves out of his sleeves, huh?
I have that same.
Make my marriage work.
I have that same reaction to any other hot person I see because I have like, oh yeah, being pretty's funny. One of your things. Oh, it's like that. Oh, look at you. You think wearing a tight black shirt's gonna clean all that up?
Is
Look
that
at
you just talking in the mirror?
Yeah, dude. Sometimes
Are you
before I leave-
projecting right now?
No, but I am that way with other people that are not ugly to look at. I'm like, yeah, look at you trying to make a thing out of your look.
You are American Psycho who's like, the eggshell. Is
Yeah,
the
pretty-
perfect color.
It's a perfect color.
Yeah, for real. Just being like, bold and font.
Can we actually get to this one? Because I
What?
do want to know what you guys' actual midlife crisis. Because we talked about it, I think,
got-
next week.
Vaguely, yeah.
I think we talked about it next
I
week.
think my
but-
legitimate midlife crisis is probably losing my hair. If I ever lost my hair, that'd
No,
be like
but-
No, midlife crisis, like what cool shit would you try to recapture your youth with?
Oh, like a fun midlife crisis
Yeah.
solution.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like something right
Oh.
now. Because then we started, because,
Tattoos.
in the
Tattoos, really?
You're just going to go crazy?
I want to anyway.
If you could design
Once
a
I-
chest tattoo. I imagine you getting a chest tattoo, and it's like Steve-O's back
Well, so
tattoo.
you guys are.
It's just himself
No,
blown
dude.
up
Or
on
you
his
just be
face.
like that. You just be like, come to DBG and Friends.
I just keep like Snoop Dogg and the Mac and Devin go to high school. How he has the crossed out graduation dates. It's like the DBG and Friends November crossed out, DBG and Friends December crossed out.
That's the only way you can remember him anymore.
Nah, but my midlife crisis, dog. If I okay, all right. Here's how your boy overcorrects. You guys answer this for me. You guys are comics. Aesthetically, right now, if I got a tattoo sleeve and then a half sleeve on this arm, does that fuck with my aesthetic?
Yeah, you look dumb as fuck.
I wouldn't say so.
I have tattoos already. What are you talking about?
I
They're
know,
not
but
visible
they're
on
not
stage,
visible.
though.
Yeah, you'd have to like stretch, but if like you got a full like tattoo sleeve, then there'd be stages of it not being done and looking shitty. And then even when it is done, it's like constantly like, oh, I'm gonna do something to this, do something to this, do something to this. It's always I
Not
don't
really.
know.
Once you get it done,
It
it's
always
done.
just looks like you're wearing long sleeves. I don't think it's worth it.
That's what they're called, sleeves, buddy.
I know that. I fucking know that.
That's a weird take. I didn't think that's not what I was asking. Was like, hey, does it look like I'm wearing long sleeves if I get a tattoo?
I mean,
it was
you
more
only-
like, does it take away from my relatability? This guy took it
Not
as a
really.
style thing.
not really. Most people have like a lot of tattoos. I don't have any tattoos.
Does it take away? Because obviously my goal is to be corporately marketable. Do you think in the world we're going towards having a tattoo sleeve is going to ruin that at all?
Yeah, that's fine. As long as they're like okay tattoos. Like you can't have like you just have like fucking every Fox News pundit like the like they're fucking
Like a Last Supper painting of the Fox News panel on your back.
yeah, or fucking old and new, just like Mount Rushmore of like fucking
Dude, 4-5 in the middle and Tucker Carlson just like feeding him loose bread. Just
Tucker Carlson.
like that the angel over the middle.
Yeah, everyone's breastfeeding from Ronald Reagan. No, but
Politics.
I definitely think that I don't know. I can't imagine you just being like. It would have to be something like good or like have a theme. Just because like I can't imagine you just.
Spider-Man.
If you got a Spider-Man sleeve,
dude, I used to leave those movies on all fours, crawling out of the theater, being like,
up until what age?
"Look out! Here comes your early 20s." Dude, I walked out ironically of No Way Home on all fours.
That's pretty dumb.
That's oof.
And that's a yikes for me, pal.
But sometimes, do you ever do some kind of like just some freaky shit and just be like, not that you like check to see like that, but you just have to kind of make sure and just be like, maybe this is autistic, maybe it's not. There's been times where just occasionally I've been sitting by myself and just been like,
No, I think it's blunt force head trauma. But
you've never thought you
No,
could just
I've
move
done that
shit?
I've done that.
You've never tried to move
No,
shit with your
one-
mind?
I do that
You've
all the
never
time.
tried
I
to
do that
move
all
shit
the
with your
time when
mind.
I'm driving. I'm like,
Thank you.
move to the left.
One time,
Get out of my lane.
Yeah,
I
something.
had a dream that I was Spider-Man, and when I woke up, my mom was coming in my room, and my vape was on the floor, and I tried to pick it up like Spider-Man.
nice. How did
As
that
a
go?
last resort.
Well, it didn't work, and then I had to pick it up with my hand. And then my mom didn't find it. Shout out, mom.
Shout
No,
out, mom.
I was a huge fan of Star Wars. I was the kid that would like go to like the electronic.
Elevator. Oh, and go.
Yeah,
Bro, the coolest
I still
commercial.
do that when I go into like even if like I'm not even paying that much attention. If I'm walking into like a Safeway and the doors automatically open, like my hand will just be by my side and I'll just go like that. And just being like, yeah, I did that.
Well,
That
do you
was
remember that Honda commercial of and talk about this would be the
I
coolest.
know which one you're talking
I
about.
know this would be the coolest life experience in the world. It's I think
you
a
having
Honda-
a dad?
He was the age of this kid isn't this commercial I had a dad for. The
Well, you know, someone who would be like, you'd be outside with your Star Wars hat on and just be doing that, and then your dad would come out and just be like, "Catch a fucking football!" Like, and then like you're like, "We're taking you to Pee-wee, motherfucker!" And then shoot you with a paintball gun, and then you'd get in the back of your car.
pretty much it would be me out there in like the bottom half of my football pants pretending to do the same thing the kid in the commercials do. My dad be like, "Stop being a jackass! Get in the goddamn car!"
Yeah, just do the thing from Always Sunny in Philadelphia when they're trying out for the Eagles. Just put a whistle in your mouth, just sprints just every single time. No, but what were you saying? If you could, I bet you'd. I mean, that's a pretty cool. Is being like, whoop whoop.
That would be the singular coolest experience you could ever have on this earth is when you still have the imagination of a 5-year-old and you're like, "I'm going to open this car." And your dad from the other room opens the door at the same time that you go, "Woo." Just that second of like, honestly, you're not even old enough to probably be like, "Ah, damn, that timed up cool." You're literally like, "I am God. This is the greatest thing in the world. I'm gonna go tell my mom I'm eating cookies tonight, and if she says no, I'm fucking her up." Like, like that's where you're at.
That's the perspective brought on by the first thing I said. You immediately gaining superpowers. You're like, time to destroy my family. Like,
Oh, burn this down. Yeah, is that a bad thing that I immediately got powers and went,
Yeah, you're just
good,
like-
I'm going to turn this on my loved one.
yeah. That's due to the sprints. That's due to that. That's due to that.
What would your first move be if you found out you could fucking open doors?
Show my parents. Just show them. Be like, hey, you know how I come to you with drawings and you're like, that's pretty neat? I'm a god now. Isn't that fun?
I'd have both up against the wall, like indents against the drywall.
I mean, in a sense, Daniel's showing them, showing them who's fucking boss
Being
now.
like, isn't this fucking cool? Isn't this nice?
What was that fucking horror movie where it was Superman's origin story, but he turned into a bad guy?
Red. I think.
Whoa.
It was
really?
that was a really good movie.
Yeah.
That's my wet dream.
They tried
Superman
to-
is a bad guy?
Superman bad guy. I think it was like
I remember.
fuck,
it was
I know the name of it. Burn Bright or Brightburn.
Whoa.
It was such a good movie. It was such a good movie.
Yeah, it's Brightburn. Basically, it's like it's if fucking Superman, like, instead of being like a good guy, just was like, I'm overwhelmed by my powers, and then just like turned into a bad guy.
Yeah. And then he turns on his parents, I think, because they tried to kill him.
What's
So
his
you're
downside?
Brightburn.
I'm
What?
bright.
Brightburn too?
I'm bright. Whoa, there's already a version of what I just said. I don't like that. How does it end? Does he transition to good?
He just goes crazy. He goes off. His parents. I think he kills his parents.
but
right?
no one can stop him, right? So like
No.
he still kind of just remains supreme.
So he still
I think
rules.
so. Yeah.
so he's still a pretty sick guy, is what you're telling me.
So he still crushes pussy, right?
Yeah, this guy gets some every now and again, right?
So what's his 10 look like? Is it good?
Next time we see Daniel, he's going to be trying to act like Brightburn.
How many people can he bring to a show?
It's a pretty lit storyline. I'm not even mad at that. Wait, so you guys saw the movie?
I never did.
I
but-
did.
I haven't
So
seen it.
how does it end, Aldo? Does it end with him being like, "Oh, I'm a good guy now"?
No,
Spoiler
I
alert.
watched it. Yeah, spoiler. I watched it forever ago, and I'm pretty sure he just ended up like destroying his parents and then going on to take over the world. Like
Well,
it doesn't
yeah.
show it, but it just implies that he's gonna keep going.
That's the only reality. If there was only one Superman and nothing to stop him, if he decide, that's the thing about Superman that has always bothered me. Because I'm like, you can't just give a guy supreme power and no impenetrable anything.
Kryptonite. When there's a whole storyline where Batman like builds files on every single person of the Justice
I
League.
know. I'm
to,
saying if there's no other superheroes, like that's the only scenario. If you give one guy, think about the billionaires in the world and how corrupt they are. If now you give only one person in the world like impenetrable, like dude, you can't die, bullets don't do shit, a nuke, you survive it, no problem. Like you can fly, you can do all this. Like that guy would immediately be evil.
that's what the boys are. That's what the boys.
Yeah,
are.
that's essentially the boys.
That's a Homelander.
I only watched the first season. I need to watch the second
That's
one.
Homelander.
I have Prime now, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
essentially like that's the only way to go with that.
Daniel is just, I love, dude, your mind is so perfect. Just if I could be you, that'd be so great. Just to be like, man,
What?
that'd be it'd be so awesome if there was just a thing like this and just immediately describe the exact plot of a show you've already seen. Like, that's pretty impressive. Like, honestly, if I could just be like, man, that is the plot of The Boys. I like The Boys. I should watch The Boys. Like,
That was you verbally patting him on the head and kissing him on the forehead. It's like, good job, son.
good job. Man, Jesus Christ. That
But
was
and I more accurately described Brightburn, which is way more niche than The Boys.
No, it was actually pretty big. It was a pretty big movie.
it was a pretty big
Brightburn
movie.
was big.
Yeah.
I mean, it was big enough for Aldo to see it.
Does it have DC
yeah, true.
affiliation?
What?
Does it have DC affiliation?
No, it's independent.
I
believe.
think it's more of just like an independent comic book movie because I do believe it is based off a comic, but
it's
I
like one of
forget-
those like Dark Horse.
yeah,
kinds
like
of-
one of those Dark Horse comics like Hellboy.
I was gonna say because they basically did Dark Superman and they gave it to The Rock. So
Yeah, Black Adam. Did you see that?
No, I refuse to. Hey, I'm a
I
Marvel.
went in a good, honest Christian thinking it was a story about Adam and Eve, and I was disappointed.
You're like, who is this Samoan nigga, and why is he in a skin suit?
I'm like, God didn't, Adam didn't give one of his ribs to build this.
we
to
went
let
to, we went to CVS and Daniel instinctually walked up to the Rock, like cutout, and he was like, "Wow, I'm taller than him." He was like, "I wanted to make sure I
see
was
if it was
bigger
a
than him."
scale. I want to know if this nigga's. Wow, that should
The
be
type of dude to go into an NBA zone and put your hands on all the basketballs.
Honestly, that could be a bit. I might use that. I'm the type of dude that walks into a CVS, sees a life-size cutout of The Rock, and goes, "Babe, I'm like the same height, right?"
Yeah, you take it personally when you can't jump high enough to touch stuff.
Well, I told Aldo last night, I don't want if I have daughters, I don't want them marrying guys that can't dunk. Like that's a parameter for me. Aldo goes, "I can't dunk. You want me marrying your daughters?" I go, "Can you at least touch rim?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Well, then stay the fuck away from my seed, family."
Well, that's kind of close to a Tristan bit. Not gonna lie.
Ba. Tristan has a joke. My girl can only fuck winners.
Jerseys.
Beepity beep.
Well, it's a relatable joke. It's like, yeah, it's like I definitely. Well, your thing is
Just because you thought of it too doesn't mean it's hack,
Well,
dumbass.
you just bright burned him again.
You bright burned me 3 times in a row. You bright burned me.
No, I didn't.
Bright
I'm just
burned the
saying,
boys, and now my own material.
Why do you think people laugh at the joke? Because it's relatable, dickhead. You don't own the entire premise of guys wanting their daughters to date nice
Man,
people.
I just thought of a great idea. Has anyone considered doing a leg thing before? I'm just trying to figure out how to disappoint a room full of people. Daniel? Any notes? No? Okay. Andrew, you ate an entire Walgreens recently?
No, first of all, we never went to your midlife
You
crisis.
Kirby'd through an entire Walgreens?
We never went to your midlife crisis, Tristan. Let's finish that topic off real quick.
Probably animals. I'm going to get a lot of animals.
Specifically?
A
You
lot
be a
of
cat woman, you
No,
fucking
a lot of
bastard.
aviation-based animals. I'm talking owls. I'm talking maybe some crows.
Dude, Tristan as a
Aviation-based
falconer?
animal. No, I'm-
Just as like, sorry, hold on, you can come in 1 sec. I just gotta land my harpy eagle. Like, what are you doing?
You don't think I'm gonna have to scream Xerxes into the night and then just wait?
He just goes, hey, hold on, yeah, hold on. Squaw!
No, I'm just like
Some just-
Salvador, and you
Some
just hear
lands.
it's not. You don't even hear anything. You just hear. And like a helicopter, like all the fucking papers fly off my desk.
Something with a wingspan bigger than me lands on your kitchen table, and you're just like, "What the fuck is that?"
I toss
So
it.
what you get a pterodactyl, dog?
Yeah.
What the fuck is
I
this?
toss it a skinned rabbit. It eats it in one bite.
Yeah, you're like, "That's a." What's the biggest? It's bald. What's the biggest
Vulture.
flying bird? No, but it's called specifically. It's it
It
is a vulture, but yeah, it's
I know what you're talking about.
It's huge.
It's,
Fuck, I can't think of the name. God, it's gonna
starts with
a
a
condor.
C. Condor.
Yeah, it's a condor.
Condor.
Shout out Go Diego Go, by the way. Shout out Go Diego Go for teaching me.
Didn't you say you wanted to fuck Diego?
No, Dora, nigga, get off my.
Whoa, that's not.
I wanted
whoa.
to-
No, I wanted to fuck Dora when I was
I
like maybe
wanted-
12, which
I
in the
wanted-
grand scheme of things,
Even
is
then,
still tough.
she was still like 6.
Yeah, dude.
No, not towards the end.
You wanted
she had
to
a
groom
teenage,
Dora?
She had a teenage version.
Daniel was seeing that crop top every time she jumped in the air. He was
No,
like,
look
whoa.
look up teenage Dora
You said
and Go
Dora-
Diego Go.
you
Auto
said-
dates line up.
you
Suck
said-
my
You wanted
dick.
to be Boots
You
so
said
bad.
Dora. You said
I do have red forces. Every time I go
Yeah.
out, I just hit a ooh.
you said Dora, Dora, Dora. I'll explore her.
Oof. Waka waka.
No. That's a deep cut. I was drinking, but that made me because that's exactly what he says whenever she's like, "Boots, nigga, you trying to leave?" And she's
I just
like,
realized I accidentally called Daniel a monkey, and I didn't mean to do that.
No, you didn't. I thought that was so blatant. Maybe you do have Asperger's. How did you miss that?
I forgot that.
You go, Daniel wants to be the fucking monkey, and then 3 minutes later go, oh damn, did I call?
second
Well-
cartoon that
well-
we called Daniel a monkey, man.
Well,
Oh,
I
what?
meant-
You want him to be what? Just because Boots has foam posits on? Fuck you, dude. How about that? It's fucked up, man.
Do any of you niggas know what foam posits are? Oh man, look up foam posits. God, we need more culture on this fucking podcast. They're the most hood drug dealer shoe.
How do you spell it?
Dude, they literally
Foam, so foam,
it-
P-O.
so Nike said we're
They'll
gonna make
come
a
up,
shoe
yeah.
that has waves, and
foam
like
posit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that. It's that.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah,
That's really funny.
the do rag tents, yeah.
Boots has on maroon Timberlands, like it, bro.
That's like the Black Air Force One's
Yeah,
like
those
evil
are the
cousin.
Those are the foam posits.
People get married in
If
those
you
fucking
ever-
things, dude.
If you ever see a nigga in Levi 501 in all black foam posits, you walk the other direction. That guy's
What
going.
the fuck is this bullshit?
That guy's going to commit an organized crime.
That's the future.
Yo, bro, did anyone's moms ever get fucking tricked into shape ups?
I think our Tostitos are done.
Yeah, they are.
All right.
Oh
well,
shit! Can you
all
take
right.
them out of the oven
We
so
have
they don't
pizza
explode?
rolls. They're done. We're wrapping it up. Join the goddamn Patreon. Don't wear foam posits or trust anybody that ever wears them.
And also, if you're at an open mic, if you're a local comedian, if you see someone in the corner that looks kind of shitty, kind of like a puppet, has little twirlies in his cues, be careful.
And November 16th, the House of Comedy. Dear God, pull up and tell a friend. See you guys later.
I got to piss.
Bye.